Let's have a look now at editing dimensions. Now, dimensions themselves have lots of grips on them. I'm going to zoom in on these linear dimensions here, the 500, 300 and 100. Now let's say that I need to move the 500. I can actually physically just click on that. If I click on this grip here, watch what happens. As I come up, look, I can drag the dimension to where I want it to go and left click. If I hit escape now, you can see that dimension has moved. If I undo that and click on this grip here, the middle one, what happens then? Look, I can move, but I can also move the dimension text if I click on the center grip. So that moves that over like that. Let's do that with the 300. Let's click on that center grip again, and I'll place that one there. Do the same with the 100. Click on the center grip again. Now if I move outside, look, can you see what happens? If I move that there, look, that 100 goes on its own. Why is that? That's because the move text alone has been utilized on that dimension already. Let me just hit escape there a second, just to lose that, and I'll undo that last step. So I click on there, click on the grip, and look, it just moves on its own. That's because we've used move text alone. Now let's have a look at that. What does that mean? What does that do? If I select a dimension and right click and go to dim text position on the shortcut menu, I can move text alone, I can move with the leader, I can move with the dimension line. I've got all these dimension editing tools. If I just do move text alone and click here, look, can you see I'm moving the 300 anywhere I want it to go, away from the dimension. The dimension, the extension lines, the dimension lines stay in the same place. So as you can see, I'm moving that to where I want it to go. I've also got enter option there. If I right click, that just closes it. Okay? But what I can do there, let's click on it again, right click, dim text position, move text alone. Press the down arrow on your keyboard and you've got 0, 1 and 2. If I select 1, what happens? It drops it down here. And what it's doing is it's just dropping it down to the next dimension down. I'll just undo that and pop that back up there. So that's another way of editing dimensions, move text alone. If I pan upwards a little bit, what I've got here, sometimes when you place a jogged radius, your radius can be quite big depending on your, obviously, dimension point there. You've got your period point and number of decimal places. So let's click on that. Right click, dim text position, move text alone. I can line that in nice and neatly, like so. I can also do that with this normal radius here. Click on it, right click, dim text position, move text alone. I can pop that on the end of the radius line. As you can see, that looks much neater, but look, as soon as I move that one, the normal radius does that. That is why you use a jogged radius on a large set of radii like this, because the jogged radius sits neat and tidily like that with a temporary center override. If I just undo that step there, as you can see, the arrow comes back in again. Now I can move that around, I can click on the grips, I can move that. Look, I can rotate it, I can extend it out, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase that one because my jogged radius shows everything I need to know. So you can see there with editing dimensions, lots of easy ways of editing dimensions there. Another little trick that I really like though is when you can place dimensions to line in with each other. Let's just do that with our object snaps. I've got an 8791 dimension there. I'm going to click on that one. Yeah, it's been broken there using the dimension break command. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to erase it. And what I'm going to do is just create a linear dimension. So linear, I'm going to go from the center snap there, left click, to that end there, left click. And as I come up, there's my 87.91. But if I just move across and line in with that, left click, it lines in that dimension and that dimension. So they all look consistent and neat and tidy. So remember that when you're placing dimensions and also editing dimensions. Because when I click here and click on that grip and move it around, I can still line in there and place it. So whether I'm placing a new dimension or editing a dimension, remember your object snaps and the way that you can line dimensions in as well.